da rashin nuna fifiko
da rashin nuna fifiko
kuma zan yi aiki
ba
tare da tsoro ba
tare da jin tsoro ba
ko so ko kiyayya ko hikidu Allah ya taimake ni amin Allah ta nasa
His Highness the Emir of Kano, as a prelude to this coronation, has now taken the oath of office as is traditional with the Emirate Authority in Kano.
The institution itself obviously has a very long history. It predates the coming of Islam to Kano. It took a while before Islam came in, and this particular palace was built by Muhammad Rumfa in the 16th century. And this was really the beginning of what you would call the conversion of Kano into a proper Islamic sultanate and caliphate. But it retains very strong traditional authority. The emir appoints every district head, every village head, every ward head, every imam and deputy imam of a Friday mosque in the entire emirate directly. So effectively, there is no institution that has that kind of network with one person appointing and removing all those people going down to the grassroots. So even though we don't have any legal or constitutional power, there is a voluntary acceptance of our leadership among the people. I can use the structures that I have to help government deliver on the services it's supposed to deliver and improve. So I see our role as partnering with political authority, and basically in a politically neutral manner, our only concern being the welfare of people. If you are able to improve on education, especially the girl child education, which I cited in my coronation, you're able to change an entire population. I mean, a lot of the youth that we have that are idle are children of women who are not educated. And the men are busy looking for income, the wives are not educated, the children didn't go to school. Because if the wife hasn't had an education, she does not appreciate the value of an education. Okay? So, in terms of changing an entire society, producing a generation of educated people, educated women, okay, a more progressive society, that is one major change. A healthier society that's conscious of public, because some of these things that impact on public health are not things that need money. It's about hygienic conditions. I mean, when we had the Ebola scare, a lot of the discussion was on wash your hands with water. And this is where I think we have a major role to play. I see Kano rediscovering its past, okay, with agriculture, with industrialization. However, we will need to continue working with government, because only government can provide electricity, only government can provide infrastructure, only government can provide the legal and enabling environment for people to thrive. And I think having been a public servant at the highest levels and understanding how government works, how do I bring to bear my experiences in the past as a banker, as a regulator, my connections with the international financial community, my links across the country from my school and work days, how do I bring that to bear in improving the welfare of people? Now, how significant it will be depends on how far I succeed. There's a great deal of misunderstanding, obviously, around religion and its role in society, and Islam in particular. Understandably, when you've got things like ISIS around the world killing people in the name of Islam, we've got Boko Haram killing people in the name of Islam. I believe most people understand that this is not Islam. It serves the interests of some Muslims to claim it's Islam, and some non-Muslims to claim it's Islam, but the vast majority of people understand this is not Islam. However, we've got to deal with a number of issues. First of all, we've got to deal with the issue of understanding the religion, but we have to deal with the underlying economic conditions that tend to produce these radical groups, which is not to say that there's any kind of justification for what these groups are doing. It's to say that while addressing that militarily, while addressing that in terms of education and hearts and minds, we need to address some of the underlying grievances, inequalities, vertical and horizontal, that lead to these. This is a country that is an oil-rich country. It's got water, it's got land mass, it's got a population, it's got everything that in economics we say a country needs to be a first world country. Yet you've got 90% of the population living below poverty line. And it's 167 million people. Now, if it's not Boko Haram, it would be the Niger Delta militants who are basically stealing oil from pipelines. You know, it would be something. You know, people would pick something as an expression of this anger and this frustration. And I think part of our job is, first of all, what I have done since becoming an emir, first of all, tell Muslims they have to stand up and tell Boko Haram this is not acceptable and this is not our religion. Tell people to stop fearing them and confront them and try to defeat them. That's extremely important. But at the same time, you know, you've got to tell the state that, you know, there are things that you're doing wrong. You have created an equal society. There's so much corruption, there's so much rent-seeking, there's so much poverty. And these youth are generally uneducated people. You need to deal with those issues.
Uban matasa yayi, Allah shi ta ya karo.